Hello everyone, you are welcome to the EA Show live on ECWA Television Africa, a platform where we get to talk to our artists, our leadership, and so many other things we get to do here. And today on the program, I have with me in person the legal advisor to EA, Evangel Art of Record, and he is no other person than Barrister Peter Salifu. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
We really appreciate you for taking our time to be here with us in the studio.
Thank you very much.
All right, in case if you do not know, he is not a musician, but he is in the business of music because he has great love for music, and that is why I would ask you, sir, what is music to you?
Wow. Oh, that's a question that's supposed to be simple, but it's actually very difficult. But by experience, music is life. Music is life. It's everything about life. I know there are different definitions. If you meet a musician, he will have his own definition of music. If you meet a farmer, he will have his own definition of music. If you meet someone, even a lawyer, he will have his own definition of music. But music is life. It's beyond that normal definition of a combination of sound and that gives pleasant noise. Is beyond that. You know, music is life because you can find music in anything and in everything. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's nice. You know, some people are into music because they are musicians,
Yeah.
but it is amazing that you're into music, but you're not in the forefront. I can remember before this we came up, I was like, do you sing? You said, yes, you sing, but you're backstage, you know, you're putting forward some people who you think have the talent. So is there any time you have seen someone, talking about mentorship now, is there any time you have seen someone who has great talent and you're like, wow, this person, I would really want to, you know, teach or put some kind of knowledge into you so that you'll be able to excel in music?
Yeah. In fact, all my life, practically all my life, I have been a music director.
Okay.
So if I have been a music director, and I'm currently a music director, you'll find out that there are quite a number of persons who will come and meet you, who will appreciate what you are doing in the band, who are not members of the band, and they will come and meet you and say, okay, we have interest to become better in music. And when they approach you, you check out their characters and then decide if there are people you want to mentor. There are some other persons you identify and see some talents in them and pull them out by yourself and try and see how you can mentor them. So I have quite a number of persons who has worked under me, who I have mentored. I have some people who, where they are, when I go there, they would stop and tell people, this person, he was with me when we were in school, he helped me musically, and the rest. And some people hire me and I do them some music lessons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I may not be a musician in the definition of holding a mic and standing in front of a camera and singing or producing songs, but I am still a musician. Yes.
Because you definitely know good music.
Yes, I do good music.
All right, you mentioned character. Does it mean that if somebody comes to you and then the person wants you to mentor him,
Yes.
and the character is not something you would want, would you just, you know, blank the person, or you would still try, you know, to put the person in line?
No. Music for me is ministry. So there's the ministry aspect of music that many times people neglect. I go to some places and they say, if you are not very good in music, you cannot even be admitted into the band. But most times, oftentimes, as much as I can, I let people know that music is also a place for ministry. So you can find out that there are people who have questionable character, and you allow them in so that your lifestyle, and because they are in, you're close to them. You can use your lifestyle, you can use that opportunity to help them. There was somebody who probably we're still working on him. Let me not say we have failed. I'm still working on him. He came and I noticed in the church, I noticed he smokes.
Oh.
And he came and was excited about what we were doing because he could see some changes in where we were. And he wanted to join. But as soon as I saw him, I knew there was something wrong with him, you know. And I tried as much as I could, you know. I brought him close. He came, my children knows him. He comes to my house. I call him, I go out with him. I use opportunity to talk to him about God, some more about God, and tried to build, you know, his lifestyle. He left us. He's no more where we are. He has left to another state, so I cannot monitor him. But I just use him as an example to let you know that when I notice somebody who comes close and I notice that the person's character is not something that we can say we want to present in front of people to be an ambassador for God, I quickly try to see how God will use me to affect his life. And I have quite a number of persons who I can point to and say, okay, when we became friends, or when they call me daddy, when this person became my son, there are some questionable things he's doing, but now I can beat my chest and say, this person, I know he's not doing this again. So because music is ministry, it's not, I will not run away when I see somebody with a questionable character. In fact, if you come to my house most weekends, a lot of people who comes to the house, you can come to the house and see 7, 8, 9, 10 persons, young persons. They are all musically inclined persons. And so we welcome people regardless of their character and see how God can help us to change.
Actually, this reminds me of how our CEO is, and then how he thinks. Maybe that's why you guys work together so well. You know, there was a time he said, when you see someone with a questionable character, you don't have to just leave the person to wander away. The person might go deep in what he or she is doing, but when you try to bring them close, don't even try to, change them immediately. Sometimes they will even run away from you, but when you try, being with them, seeing you, and then seeing how you are can automatically just make them change by themselves. It doesn't have to be that you're forcing them to do it. So it is actually a nice one. And then we are glad we have people like you in the church who are doing well, when it comes to the young people out there. And I would like you to talk about your involvement with Evangel Arts of Ekwa. Sometime last year, we had the band leaders, we had a platform, the band leaders, and then from there, you were made the legal advisor to Evangel Arts of Ekwa. How has been the position, or how has been the the involvement so far?
Okay. Well, it's been challenging. Challenging because the headquarters is here in Plateau State, somewhere away from Plateau State. So it's been a little bit challenging. I can say that I have not been able to do everything that I ordinarily would want to have done. But from the invitation, when the invitation came, and it was for band leaders, and I came with my band leader, and the intention was to come and see what Evangel Art has for band leaders, And I remember how it started. So question and answers came up, and I stood up and I gave an answer. And maybe that was when I was found out. And then the next thing that happened was a letter came and they wanted me to serve as the legal advisor. Well, so far, because we're still starting, the EDIMS, because we're still starting, that's why probably my contribution has not been felt much, because we've not really kick-started the legal path of it. But we have a whole arsenal of plans that we're going to put into place so that once an artist comes out of Evangel Arts, we're going to be rest assured that this person is somebody who will not have any legal challenges. Because normally I have to represent, I'm caught in a web. I have to represent either the artist or I represent Evangel Art. But I'm placed in a scenario where I have to represent both the Evangel Arts and the artists. When you do things for God, you just find yourself in a place that you want to know, how did I get here? So we're hoping that we would have things on ground where even when evangel artists come with their own representation, whichever lawyer picks any document, they will be glad that their artists are working with us. So we'll find how we will be able to protect both the artist and evangel art. Yes.
Okay, thank you. And you've seen our growth so far in Evangel Arts of Air Choir.
You've seen our
when
what?
Our growth actually,
Growth,
yeah.
yes.
And the artists are actually doing well.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I'm having
Yes.
something I would have clapped for them. Yeah, from the administration, you know, and people have been, there are so many comments coming in, like from how they started and then where they are now. There is a massive, massive improvement in what they are doing. So what would you say about the administration and even them themselves? Because, you know, just the way you mentioned, you said you can't present someone, you know, to God when you know the person has questionable character.
Yes.
And then from the artists, you will know that Evangel Arts of Ekwa is really grooming people who are not just artists, but they are ministers of God, because it is more like they are rooted into the word of God when it comes to, you know, the knowledge of God. And even in the administration, you could see how the Spirit of God is flowing. Let me not say what you're supposed to say, but then just, you know, just express your feelings about Evangel Arts of Ekwa, especially the artists.
Evangel Arts of Equa, the artists, I have come to now respect. I had a meeting with them sometime, and I said this to them, and I said, but I won't say exactly the things I said to them because I'm on air, you know. But I said something to them. I said, initially when they started, because of my musical history, I was interested in knowing what would come out of it. So I came curiously to see what would come out of it. And when they started, I wasn't impressed, yes, because there was some shift of focus, which I noticed, you know, and at some point I was a little bit discouraged because I felt, okay, this is just a normal thing. Another denomination has come up with something that will not last because the focus wasn't there. You know, I was quick to judge, yes. But
we forgive you.
but that was then. But I think 90% of persons who are observant, if they had observed them then, they would have come to the same conclusion with me. Okay, so where I got it wrong was where I concluded that it would not last, you know. But fast forward, I got involved and I could see there was a strive for excellence. There was a desire for excellence. And the thing with God is this: when you express a desire, He will give it. You know, so especially if it's a desire in His will, He will give. So I have seen the growth, and I'm not here with them, but I know that there are only two things that gives growth: one, rehearsals, and two, commitment to God. So if you remove those two things from any gospel artist, he would just be a one-season artist. He will crash. You know, but I've seen that. Whenever I come around them, I try to get involved in everything they do. You will not see me on stage, but I go and join their prayers. I listen to the things they are saying. You know, when they are making some jokes, I listen to the jokes they are saying. You know, and I want to know, who are these people? What is happening? But you will find out that every time I come, I'm more impressed because I'm seeing growth. The summary of where they are is the best place they need to be, because their focus is now on God. And any artist whose focus is on God, no matter the distractions, you know, his eyes is there and he will get there. And that's what I've seen with all of them. I don't want to use the word most of them. If I use the word most of them, that means I'm singling out some persons. But with all the ones I have been involved with all that I have seen, their eyes is on God. And I want them to keep it up. And it's not just for them, even for any artist. Whatever you are doing, put your focus, you know, on God. If your focus is on God, He would make your way straight, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, we really appreciate you for all that you've said about Evangel Arts of Ekwa.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you are a music instructor, and most of the times you instruct your wife's ministration, maybe from the set on the stage, maybe where the bands, where the the drummer would stay, how she's going to sing, and all those things. You have done so well. And I can remember we had her in our studios also before you now, and then she was like, yeah, you always support her. Like, you are her manager, but she doesn't even pay you for being a manager to her at all. And then most times,
she pays.
Definitely. She wouldn't know, but you know, from her dedication to growing the family, actually she's paid even more than
she pays.
of course. And that is why we want to take a song from her, you know, from Worship the King. I'm sure you instructed that too. So we want to watch a song from Minister Rella. Yeah, that's his wife, Minister Rella. Let's watch one of her songs from Worship the King 2018 in Kaduna. We'll be right back.
Somebody lift your voices, join me. Our God is lifted high above the mountains that stands before me. No power of death can prevail. No raging storm can stand against me. Our God is lifted high above the floods that comes upon me. No power of death can prevail. No raging storm can stand against me. Yeah. Oh, our God is lifted high. Oh, higher than high. Oh, our God is lifted high. Oh, higher than high. Our God is lifted high above everything, above the mountains that stands before me. See, no power of death can prevail. No, no. No raging storm, no, can stand against me. Oh, one more time, sing, our God is lifted high. Yeah, above the mountains that stands before me. Yeah, no power of death, no raging storm can stand against me. Yeah.
You are welcome back. That was a song by Minister Rella. And as a music instructor, and then a manager, what do you actually look out for in an artist? There must be something, you know, you'd want the artist to project out there to people. So what is that?
Okay, well, right now I'm only guilty of being a music manager for just one person, and that is my wife. So I may not be able to answer that question directly because she's the only person who I have managed, and that is because as Nigerians we don't want to go and give the professional to manage. I know music, let me manage you, you know. But if that question was as a band, I can, you know, answer that question more fluently. So the expectations I have for an artist is somebody who can make impact. It's also the same thing for a band. If I have an artist who I know that this artist has the quality to be able to make impact, then I would be interested in promoting such a person. You know, Minister Ella, I know she has a strong voice. I know she writes deep songs. In fact, sometimes some of her songs, some people say these are songs are not meant for Nigeria because songs in Nigeria are entertaining songs. So if you don't have an entertaining song, people discard your song. So some of her songs are rich in quality, and so because of that, I know that she's a soul singer. So I push and see how much I can encourage her. You know, that is for an individual. But as for a band, what I really look out for is commitment. Yes, if you're committed to God's ways, He would reward you. So if I get into a church or an environment and I'm supposed to handle the band, my focus is how do I get these people to be committed? How do I get these people to have their focus on God? So I try to do everything that I can, musically, theoretically, spiritually, prayer life, and even appearance and all that. So at the end, what matters to me is how much impact that can be made. Once I identify that, I pursue it and I see how much I can, you know, promote.
Okay. As a music instructor or as a band instructor, you know, we have been saying, especially in Evangel Arts of Ekwa, that we want an Ekwa of tomorrow that will wake up and then sing our own original songs that we, you know, produce, because we have great talent in Ekwa, and most times you see our bands singing people's songs, promoting other people's songs. And then thank God for Evangel Arts of Ekwa, you know. Most of the songs they do now, sometimes when you go to some churches, you hear people singing them. So is the band now actually, you know, connecting to that vision of singing our own original songs, or they are still way back, or still, you know, in the spirit of singing other people's songs?
Now this is quite challenging, because to be felt and to be known, there are variables that are involved. If you get to an environment and you are not known, most times it is difficult to reach them with your own song, except you have done your work. Now, when I say done your work, what I mean is this: you have gone into that place of prayer, you have spent time with God, and God gives you an instruction and says, sing your song. You go and sing your song in that environment. God probably has an intention of meeting one or two persons there, and He has done that. You get? But to sell, the best thing to do is to look at the environment and first of all, sell yourself. When you sell yourself, tomorrow you can come with your song and they will listen to you. But if you go with your song, they probably will not listen to you because it's an original song. Okay? That is because you are invited to go and do something somewhere. But if you are bringing in people to come and meet you, which is what Evangel Arts is doing, then what they are doing is very on point. You sing your songs. But you see, people know songs that are repeated. And that's the mistake we make. We sing our song, this song A today, here. We go somewhere else and sing song B. Go somewhere else and sing song C. Your songs are lost because they don't know you. But when you sing song A here today, you sing song B there tomorrow, and you keep going around singing the same song. Okay, this song is nice. This song is actually nice. And before you know it, you find people singing those songs. All right? So as often as we can, try and mix it. Sell yourself, then sell your song. But if God has given you a song that sells, then the song will sell you. All right?
All right. And then what do you think we need to do in, the music industry in Nigeria today, especially the gospel music industry, for it to move forward or for it to be better than the way it is now?
Okay. 5 things. Desire to grow, desire to be heard, desire to be seen, desire to entertain, desire to edify. Do those 5 things, everybody in the world will know you.
Oh, wow. You have heard it all. All right, so I will have to leave now. But before we go, you have to say something to your audience.
Listen to Equa or watch Equa TV. Listen to Evangel artists, and anywhere you see them, chase them. They are good. They will bless you.
All right, you have heard it all. We really appreciate you, sir, for being here. Thank you very much. Thank you, viewers, for staying tuned. This is all we have for you on the Evangel Arts Show today, brought to you live by ECWA Television Africa. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.